is Bisma. I am business graduate and certified digital marketer from Google Professional Certification. And here we are going to learn about effective communication and network building. But before starting this session, I would like to share the learning objectives that we are going to cover in this session. So basically this session is going to be in two sections. We will learn about effective communication part first, where we will discuss about three important points about effective communication. Number one, how to do effective communication. There are some principles of it that we will discuss in detail later on in this video. And then we will learn about developing active listening as well as improving non-verbal communication. That are the important factors when we are talking about effective communication skills. For the second section, which is network building, we will understand here what networking is and the principles behind it, how to build a network, and in the end, we will discuss some tips and techniques for that.
Now let's start with the section 1 about effective communication. But before we go further into it, we need to know the difference between communication and effective communication. Communication is basically sharing the information and ideas with one another. It could be through speaking, writing, or even through your gesture. But on the other hand, effective communication is when you share your ideas or information in a way that is clear, understandable, and it achieves the desired outcome. That will help you to improve your multitude of soft skills for your future career in number of ways. Whether you can clearly express your ideas and insights during your work meetings or presentations, that will contribute a valuable asset to your personality. Now that you know what effective communication is and why it is important, let's move to how to do effective communication. That we will explain through principles of effective communication. So there are four basic principles in this process. First, clear. Second, courteous. Third, concise, and then complete. We will explain one by one in detail and see how it helps in communicating effectively. Here in the first point, we need to know the purpose or the goal of the message and to convey that message in a way that is easy to understand. It is simply about making sure there is no confusion or misunderstanding and your purpose of the message is conveyed clearly. Second, now when you know what message you want to convey, it is important to convey it in a polite and respectful manner to the other people. It means avoiding harsh language and delivering it in a polite yet formal way, especially when you are delivering it on a professional grounds. Then you have to be very concise about your message and make it straight to the point. And finally, to ensure that the message is complete and no important details are left behind. Now, the second important point in effective communication is active listening. To become an effective communicator, it is very important to listen actively first. Most of the time, we hear a statement and react to it without properly understanding the intended manner in which it was said. That may create misunderstandings and conflicts on both personal and professional basis. Here we need to focus two things to overcome such challenges. First, we have to be attentive when listening to other person or the speaker. We need to listen and understand what the other person is trying to communicate. And in the second, we need to engage with the other person or speaker to show that you are interested in what they are saying. This can be done by maintaining an eye contact, using verbal cues, and avoiding unnecessary interruptions. Next, we are discussing on nonverbal communication, which is all about how your gestures communicate. Remember, your gesture matter more than your verbal communication. Even the study says that around 60 to 90% of your communication is nonverbal. This term contains your body language, posture, eye contact, facial expression, and your voice pitch. Your posture or body movements show how you would like to deliver your message, how your facial expressions are communicating, and what is the tone or voice pitch of your message. These all factors make your communication very impactful, especially your voice pitch. Sometimes it can misinterpret your message if you would use a different tone or voice pitch. Now we are moving to our second section of this session, which is network building. where we are going to learn about what is network, the principles of networking, and how can we build the network. So in our daily lives, we know and meet a lot of people, but we do not try to interact or connect with them. Networking is about that. It is about building connections, interacting with people, and developing personal or professional relationships, as well as maintaining those connections or relationships that will help you in your personal or professional growth. There are four important factors that you need to understand before creating a network. First, you need to identify the goal or define the objective for building the network, whether it is for seeking job opportunities, building professional relationships, or seeking mentorship. Once you have set the goal, the next crucial step is determining with whom you want to connect with. It could be your acquaintances, colleagues, or classmates, and then where you want to connect with these people or your prospective connections, either through an in person event, meetings, seminars, or through social media. Remember, on social media, LinkedIn is a most authentic platform where you can build a professional connection or network. And last thing is to have a follow up. It is nothing but simply checking up on your connections that you do this through simple greetings, congratulating your connections for their achievements or wishing them on religious holidays. Next, we are moving on our very last but interesting point, which is tips and techniques for building a network. First, for building a network, it is not necessary to build new connections. You can always revive your old or existing connection. That could involve your classmates, colleagues, or acquaintances with an intention to expand your professional or personal network. Even the studies show reviving the dormant ties or existing connection could be more impactful than building the new one. The second is attending events. Whether it is a large public event or in virtual spaces is the most authentic source where you can meet new people, exchange ideas, or build a valuable connection. Where these such events can include workshops, informational seminars, volunteer programs, casual gatherings, or online communities. And last, do not stress yourself with preparing for small talk. Instead, try to find mutual interest. Think about the activities you engage in. It could be online games or sports, reading or learning new technology, which might be of interest to other people. Especially if you are an introvert, you can use these as a basis for conversation. And making such small changes can help you in developing a valuable network in no time.
Okay, so before we end this session, I would ask you to pause the video for a second and think, how many people do you know or how many people do you meet on a daily basis, and how frequently do you interact with them? That is the main point. How frequently or less frequently we do interact with those around us on a daily basis. So now, as you go about your day, take a moment to engage with those around us, because every interactions hold a potential for a genuine connection. Thank you so much. That's all from me. I hope this session will be very helpful for you and can help you improve your future.